So I looked up, and there was something just kind of peeking around a big tree, just staring at us all.
And there it was. It was just the same thing I seen before. It was the silver eyes.
Mustache is already freezing.
Alright, so in this episode, we break out the drone a couple times. We got a little bit of interviews here. Stick with this and we'll see what we can find with this drone. It's right here in the background. We're going to put it up before it gets too dark. Kind of look around, see if we got anything watching.
It's a very quiet night.
As always, doing another giveaway. If you like the video, comment on the video, and you're a subscriber, you're automatically entered to win a free set of night vision goggles. We'll pick a random person out of the comment section, so make sure you comment and like the video. For those of you that like to support us, share us on social media. It helps us out. We're doing the best we can. It's a little tough right now with this weather. We're staying after it. We're putting the drone up as much as we can. Alright, let's get this drone in the air. Here we go. Now we're recording.
Why is it flashing? The sun's still up over there?
Mm-hmm. Switch over to thermal. Okay, we're in thermal. So we got a little bit of condensation in the air. Just kind of panning around looking for
anything different.
The heat signature we're looking for is like us. See how hard we are to see. All the ice on the ground. Yeah, I can barely see you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, the colder we get, the harder we are to see. I'm afraid these things are outside. They're going to be pretty chilled.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I'm really seeing is popping up is... But even the transformers ain't really heating up.
Well, it's pretty cold. Maybe we shouldn't fly it tonight. Maybe it's just too cold.
Let's fly down the property real quick.
You want me to flip this light on this one so you can see us?
There we go. We got something on thermal one night.
Yeah.
We were standing right in the middle of the screen here.
Yeah.
And we filmed something on thermal back over here in this tree line. But our thermal was going dead. And we were using a different thermal, which at the time was awesome, but was not as good as the one we got now. I mean, any thermal's better than no thermal. Thermals, the best bang for the buck on the thermal is the AGM. It's the 160. I think they're running between $300 and $400 depending on where you get it. We'll say a lot of times it's cheaper to order it. A lot of your local guys, they got to put a markup on there so they can make some money, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
If you got someone that's local,
Shop local.
shop local. You can really see all them rocks on your property.
There's a lot.
What kind of robot? Birds are not real.
Birds are not real.
Every time I
Either.
think of it, I think of you walking across the thing.
I was doing this.
Being all
That's what that
tough.
was. I was like,
You're about to be eaten.
today I'm brave today. Well, we were coming down the hill and I was like, oh wait, you haven't seen the trail yet. So I pulled in there, which is, I don't know, 300 feet down the road, 400 feet. Not quite. I don't know, how far is that? Down the road. And I forgot I put the cable up because people kept throwing junk out. And I got out to undo the cable and it took,
About 45 seconds.
no. I was out there forever because I had it leaped around like 4 limbs.
2 hours later.
Get all those undone and then drag it across. It took a good minute to get the cable off and moved. And I get back in the Forerunner and she's sitting quietly looking at me. I'm like, what? She goes, nothing. Nothing. I'm like, okay. You know, we going through the woods and I hit the little trail going towards what she seen. And she kept looking out the window with like that. And I was like, what? She goes, nothing. I'm like, okay. And we're getting ready to pull over the big hill and she's doing it again. I'm like, what? She goes, is that when you said I don't know if I should tell you now or when we get out of the woods?
Yeah.
And that's when I took off because I knew what she meant. But when I was done doing the cable, she happened to see. What would you describe it as?
I would describe it as a shadow person, I guess. It was about, I'd say 8 foot tall.
Taller than a Forerunner.
Yeah. And it was like human shaped, but you couldn't tell where the arms were. And there was no face.
Yeah. How far from it? How far was we from it?
It was about 15 foot from the passenger door, standing right on the edge of the woods.
Right there where that turnaround spot is.
Where we would fix that spot with skid steer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had all my LEDs on, so you probably lit up pretty good. And I was being brave. I was like, goofing off, being silly,
Walking through.
walking through like Ace Ventura, you know. And she happened to see that at the same time, and she didn't tell me until it was already.
I didn't want to ruin your moment of bravery. The only one you've had while you were in the woods.
You're like me. You know that you start honking the horn, how bad it's going to be.
He
Yeah.
would have left me.
Yeah, if she would have started honking the horn, I probably would have just took off running to the road to the house I went.
That's the car.
I couldn't even imagine. I went through the trail pretty fast after that. 2-wheel high, 40 maybe.
It was a bumpy ride.
We heard it and we got back like, now what'd you see? I pull up next to all up to the truck on this side of the road.
Slammed on the
It's
brake.
been parked in the front since.
Yep. I don't go back there anymore. I don't park it back there. I need to move it.
Yeah. Whatever this was, as soon as you started getting back in the Forerunner, had turned and ran towards our house through the woods. But you
Right.
couldn't hear it.
Right there in all that opening area.
You probably
I just want to know if it was staring at me,
won't guarantee it.
her.
There he is.
Oh, he looks so tasty. Probably like that. He looks brave. I better not mess with him.
Oh, that's cute.
He's
Look at
got-
that little guy.
He's got his wife with him.
Am I watching this happen right now? Am I watching Shelby die?
Yeah, pretty much. I said you could have told me. I could at least backed out of there. We're only 30 feet inside the woods. No, we decided to keep following it.
You were so excited to show me what trail that you made, so.
It's not really a trail though.
Imagine you got stuck.
Oh God. And I was going through there in 2-wheel drive too. I kept stopping because of big boulders. And she'd go, look out the window. I'm like, what? Nothing. You want to talk about the time you've seen it in the pool?
Just
All
standing
right.
right out in the open.
It was kind of like peeking around a tree.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right.
Kids. I would have.
It did.
It did.
I had to go back and get him. No, I got out of the pool first. I was the first one out. It was like, what? It was July. It was when we got
It's
the
about
pool.
mid-July.
Yeah. Did I just get home from work?
Yeah. And you're like, come on, let's go get in the pool. I've been sweating all day.
That's when Adam bought all them tiki torches. We had
Yeah.
them tiki torches lined up. We decided to get in the pool, and we're swimming in there 15 minutes maybe. I don't even think it was that.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Kids were having fun, and she happened to see, or heard it first, right?
Yeah, it sounded like something was walking in the woods. And my first thought, I mean, living out here, we see deer a lot. So my first thought, it was just deer crossing. And then we just kept on playing in the pool. I just happened to look up, and I didn't have my glasses on. So I looked up, and there was something just kind of peeking around a big tree, just staring at us all.
That one over there by Uncle Bob's.
The swing looking, the perfect swing tree there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then Shelby looks at me and he's like, what are you looking at? And I was like, there's something watching us. He's
Yeah.
like,
Time to go. So we're
What?
done, boys.
and he gets out of the pool and he leaves us all.
No, I don't. I got the kids out first.
No, he helped the kids get out.
Then I left you.
And then he left me to find my glasses and get the towels and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, that freaked me out.
That was around the same time I seen it in Adam.
It was about a week later.
Yeah.
I remember it because I was still like,
What else happened to you?
There was one night I went to go. Where was I going? I don't remember where I was going.
You talking about the red eyes?
No, I'm talking about the day that I walked down towards Uncle Bob's backyard. I'm pretty sure I had to go drag my kayak up,
Yeah.
and I had glanced up and something was staring at me from around Aunt Audrey's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
you're.
was that when Dad seen the silver eyes
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
That was
Did you see 'em?
About a week after that.
no. Was it the week or same day?
It was about a week later. Remember, because I forgot to tell you when I came inside.
Yeah.
And he's like, you'll never believe what I seen.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Dad was talking about it. And Sabrina's like, oh,
Oh, yeah. By the way.
tell him about the rock and the kids.
Yeah, we were at the low water bridge. Me and the two boys.
I was at work.
Yeah. And we were out there fishing. It was about midday, I guess. And I had casted my pole out, and Bennett casted his. I reeled it in. I went to go take the fish off so that Bennett could throw it back in, and we heard something hit the water behind us. And Bennett turns around and he's like, Mom, what was that? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, okay. We went back to fishing.
The boys used to.
We went back to fishing, and we heard and even something bigger hit the water. And of course, me and Bennett turned around real fast, and Grayson's still down in the water playing. And Bennett was pretty scared by then, so he threw down his fishing pole, and Grayson ran to the car.
See, Grayson beat everyone to the car.
He took off running. He got his shoes on, he was gone. And then Bennett ran to the car, and I was picking up all the rest of the stuff. And when I got to the car and grabbed my phone so that I could record what was happening,
she kept hearing
like rocks were rubbing together.
Oh boy.
It was pretty creepy.
Time she got back to the bridge to record it.
It stopped happening as soon as I got my phone out and I pointed it towards where I could hear it and I hit record. It just stopped. It was dead silent.
Oh,
I forgot all about that.
I remember you telling me that, and I forgot about it too.
Yes.
So I had so much stuff happens here. You're like, how many red eyes have I seen?
There's so much that happened, it's hard to remember.
A lot of vocalizations.
Well, a lot.
Didn't you and Brittany have rocks thrown at you down there one night?
Yeah. A lot of times, actually. Then there was the one time that me and Brittany were at the catfish hole fishing, and we heard something big on the other side of the creek. It sounded like something fell, and then like 2 or 3 turkeys took off right over on top of us.
Something jumped at
And
turkeys.
then, yeah, it was weird.
Wonder if it was rock hunting. 'Cause we do catch a lot of rocks on leaves.
They're in here.
I did remember that one time that I was alone where I walked down and I was fishing down there.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like a light shining across the creek. Like somebody with a flashlight.
Huh. Was it dark? Or was it just...
It was getting dark.
It's getting dark.
Remember I ran up here and I told you.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
The one time I ran.
Ooh, there's someone down... We never did see anything, though.
Uh-uh.
That's when I had that real big, powerful light. I was
Yeah.
over there. Remember that. There was that time we had it walking around the camper screaming, making noises.
Yeah,
Again, you got your phone out, and it quit screaming, and all you could hear was the feet.
You know,
Yeah.
walking in that fresh gravel we put down for the house.
We're like perfect.
Yeah, we was laying there in bed. I was like, "You hear that? Like, what is that?" And then that's when I started going, "What? What?" Of course, when I started recording, it quit.
Me and Brittany were actually filming a video like you guys are right now when you called. And she put the phone on speaker.
Yeah.
She always does it on speaker.
I was playing the guitar with the window open.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I'll come in and see what she's doing.
Yeah.
They say I like music.
In
I
that
liked
video,
her.
I started playing my guitar again, seeing if it would
I liked her pretty guitar sound.
start to do it again.
Acoustic.
Yeah. What else have we seen?
I'm trying to remember it all.
The time it thumped the house. Remember that? The old house.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. When you guys lived with us?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was Adam messing with us.
Well, I was the only one in there. You guys were all in the living room. And something came up and hit the front side of the house. Scared the crap out of me. And I ran in the living room and I was like, hey, there's somebody outside hitting the house.
Huh?
And you were both like, what? And ran out there.
I thought Shelby's talking about the one. He was in the bathroom getting ready to take a shower, or was getting in the shower. He thought I was outside the bathroom window screwing with him.
Yeah.
That one. That's what I'm thinking of. I forgot about that.
Well, the neighbor has trash cans that have lids, and they tie their trash bags. And they'll take the trash can lids off and untie the bag and go through the bag. They won't rip it open like a regular animal.
If I do that, my fat raccoon will be in there.
I remember that one day we put trash out there and something kept getting in the trash. You put that big rock up on there, and that next day we went out there, the rock was off of it.
Yeah. A big rock. No
Yeah.
raccoon could move that rock. And it's still out there, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What else has happened?
I used to not believe in anything until we had moved out here. I started seeing stuff.
Shadows in our old house.
Ghosts playing guitar while I'm cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, she thought I was playing my song. She thought I was home from work. She come in and was just sitting there. She goes, "Oh, time to go." There's that time we were camping in Mom's old camper. And we didn't even live here yet. And we heard that big holler right there at the rapids.
Oh, yeah.
And Bennett goes, "What was that?"
Oh, you said, Dad, Bigfoot's outside.
Yeah, I said, "Let's go inside." Yeah, we was about to start cooking on the grill right outside. I ended up cooking still, didn't I?
Yeah. By yourself.
Yeah. It wasn't long after that, that's when we seen it in front of the camper. That's when I realized, no, no more. You probably couldn't pay me to camp out there.
Silver eyes you seen looking around the camper over there.
The silver eyes
That night you seen
with
you
me and Mom.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Oh.
Oh, it's me and you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was me and Shelby walking over there, cause we heard something, didn't we?
Yeah, we heard
Well, like-
something.
Heard something walking in the woods, and of course we go over there with our little flashlights.
Yeah, we didn't have no good ones.
No. And there it was. It was just the same thing I seen before. It was the silver eyes.
Silver eyes. You couldn't see it, but you had that one orange light, the big one.
Yeah.
It lights up in one little spotlight. That's all you could really see was the eye
It
glare.
was square. It was square. A square light.
And then
It's a good light, but it don't go very far. It's
Few
bright if it's right here, but not.
yeah,
I said, "Look, there it is." We was actually walking out there to see what it was, a deer or whatever, and but we both kind of smelt something too, didn't we?
yes, something
Kind of smelt like a
garbage.
skunk or garbage skunk, like somebody spilled some garbage out, and then we kind of both walked a little bit. We both just stopped. I said, "Look," and you can see the eyes looking at us.
And then
And then it disappeared.
and then later on, Sabrina says she seen it looking around Audrey's house.
Yeah, it was over there on the other side of that old
Yeah,
trailer looking around.
with silver eyes.
The silver eyes looking around. Whatever it is, I don't think it wants to hurt us, because if it wanted to, it could have. Or it could have made us hurt ourselves.
Yeah,
But
or it's just waiting for one of us are alone. Dun dun dun. Dang, there's two of them. I can't take both of them. That short one looks tasty though.
that's the reason why I went and got cat food. Because those cats were looking at me like I was chicken.
I feed them too.
Yeah, he looked like he tastes like chicken.
I've been feeding them scraps. I think they fight over it. One eats it all. It's my food.
You guys are devoted to do this. I'm not. I'm cold. You guys spend a whole lot of time out here. Just to let people know that something is here. We don't know what it is. We don't know why it's here.
We want to
But
find
we know
it.
it's here.
We don't want to hurt it.
We don't want to hurt it.
We want proof.
Everything doesn't like cold.
Nothing likes the cold.
It's a normal response to huddle up. You figure you're out there in the woods, you're hairy, you're big, you're hungry. You're hungry all the time. There's not much to eat. The only thing you can do is huddle up
Tired of squirrel, tired of rabbits, tired of deer. He wants a big steak. That's what it'll be.
They're not going to be moving.
No.
They're going to be huddled up.
If they are, they're going to
stay
go get
warm.
something to eat, you know?
That's what I always said in the summertime when we got ticks and chiggers and fleas and who knows what else, mosquitoes. Those things must have a natural repellent called stink.
Or they just go to the beach.
Go to the beach.
I don't know. This time of the year.
Uh-oh. Light went out. What'd that mean?
It's cold.
Well, we got a lot in common.
Joins
Jesus.
are dead bad.
You guys did the drone give you any trouble going up?
Yeah.
It's hard to see stuff when it's this cold.
Has it?
'Cause everything else is cold. You can see rocks pretty good.
Barely see me and Shelby.
Really?
I bet you probably couldn't even see us now.
Oh, well, just so everybody knows, I have gone through my second chemo. Doing good. I got 4 more to do. I think May is my last one. First one was pretty rough because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do, didn't know what to take for as far as medicine. But after I got the hang of it, the second one went good. And I really appreciate everybody with all their positive input and all the prayers. It really helps. And these boys, they know I'm pretty tough, but pretty fragile too.
I'm surprised you're even out here.
Yeah, I mean I'm cold. This last Monday was my second chemo, Monday and Tuesday. Monday was an 8-hour day. Tuesday was about a 2.5-hour day. And they just stick it in the IV. Took them a little bit to get the IV to go, but after 5 times, they got it stuck and everything went pretty good. But they draw blood, make sure my blood count's good. My white blood count, red blood count. And after that, then they start. There's a lot of people, a lot more people than what you think that's got cancer. And this follicular lymphoma that I've got, well, they caught it in time. It was a stage 3, which means that I have it in my lymph nodes, on my mesentery, which is that liner between the top and the bottom, and I had some up underneath my left collarbone. There was none in my organs or anything like that. So that would have been a stage 4. But stage 3 means it was on the lower, the middle, and the top. And so, God willing, everything will be good, and I won't have to do this again. There's no cure for follicular lymphoma, but they can put it to bed and keep it there, it being in, where it's not going to go anywhere and I can live a normal, happy life. So, like I said again, I really appreciate everybody with all their concerns. It means a lot. Seems like
I'm cold.
it seems like whenever somebody gets sick is when these things start showing up.
It's like they know.
It's like they know. talked to Miguel, and he kind of said the same thing. He said, he said, somebody always gets sick, and then he got these things that show up, or these things show up and somebody gets sick. One or the other.
Yeah, they've been around Grandma her whole time she's been down here.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, she was here with Grandma. Grandma died of lymphoma. She was 85. She just decided that she didn't want to go through all the chemo, and I'm really not sure if she was strong enough to really do it anyway, because it was pretty rough on me. The first one, it was really rough. I never felt pain like that in my life. But after that, it was good. These boys, they try to show proof that something's out here, and I keep telling them, what are you going to do when it shows up?
Record it.
You're going to be eyeball to navel. This thing's pretty tall. 66 times.
Big.
That's gotta hurt.
Big bear.
Guys, I'm cold. I'm going in.
Okay.
I don't know if the camera got it or not.
I could barely hear it. Come from that way. That light's bright.
What do you hear?
Huh?
What do you hear?
I heard the woo.
Shelby's gonna do a wood knot.
That tree sounds muted,
Oh,
don't it? How long before we do this?
there you go. It's cold. While we wait.
I bet that's a pretty cool view in that camera, ain't it?
It's hard to hear over the rapids.
It is. I feel like when you're further away from them, you can hear more. Know it?
Well, maybe we should go up to their backyard and
Yeah, or we can go that way more.
fire up the drone.
Yeah, we can do that. We want to. I was following the dog prints. Follow them to here. And they stop. So, what's the scariest thing that's happened to you?
Me?
Yeah. It'd be the eyeballs, wouldn't it?
It's at the top of the list, but everybody's pretty much heard that one.
What's the second scariest?
It's probably when you was cleaning the pool. And
Yeah.
whatever it was, well, we know what it was. It took off running down through the woods. Yeah,
That was scary.
it was.
I knew I seen it.
Sound like a bulldozer bulldozing down trees.
That's what I don't get. Like, sometimes we'll see. Is that too bright?
How's that look?
Is that better?
Take this down a notch.
There we go. Sometimes you can hear it,
Yeah, that sounded like a bulldozer going through the woods.
and then that one night we seen it with Josh, we couldn't even hear it.
No. Remember that? Okay. Do you remember that night when you got your new iPhone and it had a really good low lighting on it at the time?
Yeah,
And we were sitting right there
yeah.
in the chairs waiting for it to get dark. And Mom and Dad was out here with us, and they got up and they was going to town. They got in the car, and they start the car up, and they backed out, and they start going up the road. And about the time they start going up the road, I heard something moving over there. And I was thinking, no. And then you hear a little bit of movement, and I'd look over there. And I didn't really think a whole lot of it, because it wasn't like walking. It was just like you heard some movement. You're like, I don't see nothing. And then something took off running. And it was about this dark. It just got dark. You was taking pictures of
It
stars.
was summertime, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever it was. Maybe 3 steps through that water. Bloosh,
remember
bloosh, bloosh through the water. And me and Shelby
You jumped
up, scared the hell out of us. And we took off, got about halfway across the yard, and we realized that it was going away.
Now we would run for it, wouldn't we?
Well, I say that.
Yeah, you're right.
I say that. I'm like, if one walks out, I'm gonna roll their kamikaze it.
I'm gonna trip it.
But every time something happens, I'm like,
Ka-chink!
what is it? What is that?
Run!
But one of the scary stories that I've heard from here was when Grandma and Grandpa had everybody in the cabin, the first homestead that was here.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever was beating on the
Doors.
it was beating on the side of the house, the front of the house, back of the house, and
God, I couldn't
Grandpa
imagine.
was standing in the middle of that thing, looking back and forth that shotgun, trying to figure out which way he was going to start shooting. Had everybody laying down on the floor in the middle of the cabin, and it was just too much. And Grandpa just said, "Everybody, shut up!" And it all quit. Like, everything stopped. And Grandpa looked at the dogs, and he said, "Look, the dogs are sleeping. The dogs slept through all that, like it was in some kind of trance."
Yeah.
And those kind of dogs that barked at
Everything.
anything, anybody pull up, whatever. That and another one that was spooky was, and Grandpa never told us the stories. Grandma's told us this because I didn't get to meet Grandpa, but Grandpa was here at home alone, and there wasn't very many houses in here then.
Yeah. Well, you can't even hear it, can you?
No. And he was sitting out here smoking one of his cigars, and he heard a baby crying, and it was coming from the catfish hole down that direction. And Grandpa was thinking, now who in the hell is on our property?
Yeah.
Well, he was thinking either a family member or somebody just helping themselves, which Grandpa would not have cared if somebody was just, down there swimming or whatever. But he went down there to see who it was anyway. So he got down there, and he got to the catfish hole, and he was standing right where that rock we found in a tree was at.
Yeah.
I got ice on my mustache.
I do too. I keep looking at.
But he got down there, and it was coming from the other side of the creek here. And there's a spring that feeds in right there, what we call the catfish hole. And if you stand just right, you can look plumb up that
Spring.
water that spring that pours into there. And he said there was a big black dog. It was a big black dog that was making those baby crying sounds. And when it looked at him, it quit and started to growl. And that's Grandpa come
with
running
red
up here.
eyes,
And he said it had red eyes.
which indicates as one of those shadow creatures. Do you know that?
Hellhound or a dog man. I don't know.
No, it was called I got it here. I saved it. I was Googling of this.
That's creepy. How would you like that? To hear a baby crying on your property and go see who's out there in the middle of nowhere and find that. Grandma used to look in her window all the time. Grandma had this big back porch that it was all screened in, had a roof on it. And we used to sleep on the back. We'd camp out on the back porch of Grandma. And I remember one night we were sleeping on that back porch because there were no mosquitoes and nothing could really get us because they had that real thick screen. Like, they don't make that kind of screen no more. I remember sleeping on that futon bed thing she had, and I remember hearing something breathing. I remember that. I remember hearing breathing and just it kind of froze on there. But I was a kid, and when you grow up, you look back at like maybe that was just my imagination.
Makes you wonder.
About that time that you and Grandma and our cousin were sleeping on the porch, and
Yeah, Grandma, me and Rainey, Grandma I woke up and Grandma was doing a
the holy water.
holy water and saying a prayer over us. Didn't wake us up, but didn't tell us to get inside. Sorry, I gotta switch hands real quick. This one's asleep.
Is that why you're holding your hand up?
Yeah. Did you ever do that? Your hands
Yeah.
just go to sleep?
I was like, hold the camera still, you freaking rookie.
We try.
That little bitty camera gets heavy.
It does. Leave me alone. I bet some of the videos I bet are bad.
Oh, yeah, they are. They are. Especially when I'm carrying a camera. So, Grandpa used to call this his campground because all the family would come down here and camp.
Yeah.
We had some family members that was camping, I think right here where we're standing. Where
Yeah.
Grandma could look out the window.
Yeah. Well, it's wasn't that when they had the cabin though?
Mm-hmm.
Which that was over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be right here. 'Cause right here's where they all camped around the tree.
Yeah. And this family member worked for Missouri Conservation. And they come out here and he had one of those slide-in bed campers. And the first time, Grandma seen it. The second time, they weren't coming back. But the first time, Grandma looked out the window and, you know, there's campers in the slide-in campers in the back of this truck. And she said that this thing was bent over looking in the window. That's how big this thing was. And they come camping down here. I don't know when, but they come down later and camped again. They got here and she was in the back getting the bed ready, and he was in the front getting stuff out of the truck, putting it back there. And the truck went boom, and he thought that she fell, and she thought that he fell, and they both run around to see if they was okay. He's like, "Oh, are you okay?" She's like, "No, or yeah, I'm fine. What happened? You fall?" And heard something running through the woods, and what did she say? It bent the tailgate a little bit.
Bent the tailgate, yeah.
And that was the last time they camped here. After what Grandma told them and that happening, they weren't camping here no more. Grandma, before she died, 3 or 4 years before she died, she said that something would come out of the woods.
Ooh, right there.
You see it on camera?
Yeah.
It was coming out here, and there was a beaten down game trail there.
Right there.
She wanted me and Shelby and everybody to come over here and kill it, shoot it. I can't remember. I don't remember what we were doing, but she said, "Honey, you need to come over and kill that thing." Comes out down there. What are you talking about, Grandma?
Yeah, I don't remember what we were doing.
She said, "I don't know what it is, honey, but it's tall and it's got great big ears." Like, so what is it? She said, "I don't know, but I can see its ears. It's got big ears, whatever it is." She didn't ever see anything out there with big ears. And part of me is wondering if it was Dog Man,
Yeah.
or maybe it was horns.
Shapeshifter.
Who knows?
A
She didn't get a real good look at it, but she knew it had great big ears.
windy dago. There we go.
Don't say that.
It's not an anti. Makes you wonder though. What's it? Why it's like these woods? Why is it like this backyard?
It's waterways.
Why does it follow over to your house? Oh yeah.
And I'm sure they're probably burning as little energy as possible.
Because they don't
Because
know.
it was it late January, early February when we camped down there,
Yeah.
and 2 whoops come from that direction.
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
Their recorders down there didn't get it, but Luke's got it. His was up here. We went on.
You think they got built-in EMPs on them? I was reading that people on.
Like they do that to where they can make stuff malfunction.
Yeah.
What are the
Like batteries go
ultrasound?
down. Yeah. I mean, you look at it and you're like, nah, that can't be real. And then you
There's
start thinking
a lot
about
of
it.
speculations what these things can do. Do they like shutter in and out on a certain frequency?
Yeah, there's a reason why they haven't been caught on camera, you know?
The camera ain't blurry. Bigfoot's blurry.
Yeah. Learn how to focus. What was that?
Something else that makes it really hard to do what we're doing right now this time of the year is the cold zaps the batteries on our cameras and equipment extremely fast. Now, I bought an ambulance to put all of our equipment in it. The thing will have Starlink on it on a roam system so I could take the internet with us anywhere we go. I've got a computer I'm going to put in it. We've got all this stuff we're wanting to do inside this ambulance so we can just go and do this.
Be safe.
That thing's got a 7.3 IDI. Ran out of memory. But the ambulance is probably the most cold-natured vehicle I've ever owned in my life. You got to plug that thing in, or it ain't starting.
That's why I left them things running 24/7.
No big deal to plug it in and get it started to take it somewhere. But if we was to pull down into a very active area and sit there for 6 hours and let everything cool down, and something was to happen and we had to get out of there, we ain't going nowhere.
Be good
It
footage.
will not start.
It'd be some good footage.
We'd have to write it out. Now, when I went to the killing fields, I took a generator with me. Not to run my batteries or run power, because it's so hard to do this and have a generator, 15 foot over there running. Wah! We've even used the really quiet generators, and it's still enough noise that you can't hear anything. So, I took a generator down there just to plug it in, just so I could leave.
Almost dropped your camera.
And I had to plug it in and let it sit there and run for a while. And me and David got it started before I left. The whole time ago was over, he was all packed up. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he don't leave until this thing starts.
Please look out. Go. My brother took my Jeep.
Yeah, you did. You come down and drove my Jeep home, sent it to Tobart.
Jeep's hard to drive.
It is hard to drive. On the right hand drive, can't get used to it.
I kept patting myself in the middle of the road.
With that drone, it was a lot of money. I think that every researcher should have one, but I also don't know if they should waste the money on one. Because when Zach, which we haven't got him to talk about it yet on our channel, but when he seen one, he called me and I rushed over there with my drone. And I threw the drone up in there and we flew it all around, and we seen some deer, seen some cattle, flew it all over the place and brought it in and we landed it. When I brought it in and landed it, I was there within 10 minutes of him seeing it. So he had been outside all day in the cold hunting. He was out there hunting. And that's when he seen it. It was from the stand. And when my drone was landing, you could see me because I had just got out of the heater, a heated car. Zach had been outside a while. When that drone was landing, you could not see Zach standing beside me because his body was that cold. So if these things are outside
All day, every day.
they are going to be really hard to see with a thermal drone. Now with a handheld thermal, I think you'll have a lot better chance with a handheld thermal. But
Something close.
those handhelds, they have the same specs, but my handhelds will blow that thermal on that drone out of the water. But where I was going with this, so we'd flew it up and down that river, and other than deer, I never seen any coyotes. When we landed that thing, the coyote started going crazy. And I never once seen a coyote. And I burnt 2 batteries flying that thing all over. I was zigzagging, going all over the place looking.
Gonna find it.
I was going to find it. Which it was one of those deals where I didn't have time to get this camera out and throw microphones on it.
Going for
I
it.
had it in my mind that if I had one on camera,